So in this segment, we're going to be discussing James O'Brien demanding kind of Starmer be more pro-EU, talking about softening Brexit, even though this is
if there are people.
This is the same Prime Minister who talked about no return to the customs union and the single market. I know I'm the guy who did the video on why we can't just rejoin the single market, right? But there are a lot of people who didn't know that, and a lot of people who still don't know that. But it does show you how anti-EU the Labour Party are at the moment.
If there are people that are minded to resist, or people who are going to object, whether it's the editor of the Daily Mail or your great Uncle Bob, it's time someone told them to shut up and sit down. You've had your fun. You got your victory. You blew up everything. You did like little mini versions of what Donald Trump has done to the United States. There'd have been no Liz Truss without Brexit. There'd have been no Boris Johnson in Downing Street without Brexit. Everything they touched.
I don't know. I think the Boris Johnson one's debatable. I think it's possible we still would have had Boris Johnson even without Brexit. I think he would have rallied that crowd in order to get the EU to be more anti-EU, I guess, or force another referendum. I think we would have had Boris Johnson regardless, because this country's a clown show.
Turned to rubbish, and yet Keir Starmer appears to still be frightened of upsetting the very people who have brought this country to its knees. I'm tired of the timidity, Prime Minister. It's time you told them that they are wrong. It's time you pointed out the mistakes that they have made. It's time you stopped worrying about losing support to this snake oil selling liar over there, or to this populist demagogue over there. You are at your most authentic when you talk about the national interest. You are at...
I mean, he doesn't really care about the national interest. You know, all he cares about are lobbyists and donors. Like, you know, when we look at what they're doing, lobbyists, donors, and their poll result.
You're most authentic when you describe why you are prioritising NHS waiting lists or economic growth over other things that we might expect the government to be looking at.
Like cuts to disability, the disabled, for example.
And yet, on this issue, I'm not sure I can remember a Prime Minister demonstrating such timidity. What exactly is he frightened of?
The tabloids. He's always been afraid of the tabloids, the right-wing press, bad poll results. These are the things he fears the most.
If I can't answer that question, James O. Brexit, then who can? Pull your...
It's not hard, mate, honestly. Your analysis is so bad.
Socks up, Prime Minister. Abandon the timidity. It's time to soften Brexit. Oh, blimey. I've almost forgotten what that felt like. That cold fury. You can't restore the country unless you restore reality, and we're still nobody more than Keir Starmer operating in this straitjacket of respect for people or respect for opinions that have been proven to be completely wrong. So why doesn't he tell them to sit down? Answer, Nigel Farage is doing very well in the polls. Well,
why is Farage doing well in the polls? Is because he's attacking a very weak Labour government.
Remind everybody what a Herbert he is. Strap yourself in, Keir Starmer, and start doing some leading.
You know, that's the problem. He's never led from the jump, though. That's the problem. Like, he's not a leader. That's the issue, and that's the issue he's always had. He's always been timid in PMQs. He's not a strong character. He's not the guy you want him to be. You know, James O'Brien's desperate for another kind of Tony Blair type figure. He's got charisma, who's funny, who can do it all effectively, apart from, you know, really good policy. It's pathetic. We know what Starmer operates on. He's ran mostly by Morgan McSweeney and his advisors. He's not authentic at all. The only time he's authentic is when he talks about his dad, the toolmaker. That's about it. Anything else is a joke. So, you know, this kind of wanting him to be better on Brexit is ridiculous. Because if he was going to do this, he wouldn't be just, you know, floundering about the youth mobility deal and other things. He would have done some of this stuff by now, but he's choosing not to because he's scared of the polls. He's scared of immigration, and that's the one thing he won't tackle. So for O'Brien to still not understand that things like immigration and freedom of movement are the big stumbling blocks for Labour, we won't get anywhere, because this guy, James O. Brexit, still doesn't understand the basics of why we lost the referendum. It was immigration for the most part. But anyways, I'm going to leave it there. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Support the channel on Patreon if you can, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one.